Hi everyone, Anthony Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Bourne record, The Life of Pierre 4. This is the new solo effort of in-demand hip-hop producer Bourne, who is suddenly at the center of a lot of conversations about who some of the best and most promising producers are in hip-hop right now, thanks to many of the beats that were placed on one of the more groundbreaking and head-turning trap records at the moment, and that is Playboi Carti's Dilute. Now, as I said in my recent review of sli'merre, a collaborative record between Bourne and Atlanta rapper Young Nudy, Dilute is a minimal and a subtly psychedelic approach to the rattling hi-hats and the snappy snares and the rubbery sub-bass that a lot of modern internet trap has built its foundations on. And as I also said in that sli'merre review, I didn't quite get the point of releasing that sli'merre album because it only really served to water down the appeal of what Pierre is doing, revealing his trademark style as a predictable formula that will go stale if he doesn't switch it up. And just a month or so later, we're already getting another Pierre project. And I feel weird doing this review because I feel like I should have more to say about this album, but I don't. If you just can't get enough of Pierre's sound, like you just cannot get enough of it, yeah, I guess you will like a lot of the instrumentals on this thing. If you want to hear that same formula again and again, you'll like it. Because just like before, I will say Pierre does have a knack for doing a lot with a little, creating these very hypnotic and wavy beats out of just a handful of very small, easygoing, relaxing sounds, like the gentle and ringing synth chords on the track Try Again. They're so sweet, they're so tiny, they're like a little baby owl. There's also the very simple but effective synth line on the track How High, compounded with the thuddy bass, as well as the hypnotic percussion. It's a good beat. The song Ballad aesthetically is bordering almost on like ambient trap. But ultimately, there's nothing on this project that stands out instrumentally to my ears as being supremely weird or unique in the ongoing catalog of beats that Pierre has released so far. Sure, while Pierre's approach is not hyper-aggressive or anything like that, generally the beats on this album are about as conventional as trap beats get. A few outliers here and there, yes, like the weepy strings sampled all over the track Romeo Must Die, which comparatively are a highlight, but mostly the beats here are just very, very basic. And this is something I think I could overlook if it weren't for the fact that Pierre is just such a mediocre and an average rapper, singer, vocalist. Yes, he raps and sings on this record. He's not bringing other people on to rap for him or anything like that. This is purely a solo effort. And even with the quality standards of rapping and singing being at an all-time low right now, I would say Pierre barely even approaches that bar. Nearly everything he does on this album vocally is nondescript. It is dime a dozen. Some of the shouty vocals of "Oh my gosh" on the track Horoscopes, I mean, they're not that good, but at this point on the album, I'm starving for anything that stands out. Just anything on this record that doesn't have me feeling like I'm running in circles. The song Juice stood out as just having some very straightforward rapping on it, a bit of oomph to it. I guess there may be a flow or two on this thing that's kind of catchy, but the appeal of these moments is mostly ruined by just how repetitive and uninspired many of the songs and beats are. Racer stood out to me as conceptually being one of the more introspective and nostalgic tracks on the entire record. Certainly showed a more personal side of Pierre, I suppose. That alone, I guess, puts it a step above the vast majority of these songs that are just trying to be wash, rinse, repeat, playlist, party, filler. Like with the Young Nudy record, in many respects, especially in small doses, this album is okay while it's on, but there's literally nothing on this album that's going to warrant another listen 5 years from now. Even after listening through this project enough times for a review, I struggle to recall a moment from it that really stuck with me. And I mean really stuck with me, something I'm gonna remember for like the next year or so. The Life of Pierre 4 is so devoid of anything stand out, it's just mind-numbing. It's like being trapped in a maze where every turn that I take, I feel like I was just at that point, just at that moment. And that's because this album is just an attempt by Pierre to saturate the music market with more of the same stuff that he sees is currently hitting in his catalog right now. I can't deny that this move is most likely a smart one for Pierre's bottom line, but artistically, once again, Pierre is watering his style down with an album that doesn't show how versatile he is, but how one-dimensional. The forgettable beats and painfully average vocals are just another kicker of disappointment. I'm feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 on this one. Transition, have you given this album a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Pierre Bourne, forever.